Well, I'm really going to shoot myself in the foot here in a minute. If I need to come back and do this again. Um, ran into some slight issues on the last attempt at recording this, but we're all good now. So this is just going to be a revamp, or like whatever it is, what we want to call it, a more modern tutorial of the non ELS, or how to set up a non ELS Lightbar tutorial. This is just going to be hopefully it's quicker, so it's not as long. But I'm going to show you more tips, tricks, how to do your Carcols. And I don't know if I showed you how to do the YTD last time. I probably did. I'll have all the information you need in the description, such as the Carcols that I use. Link to my Discord if you need any more resources for making your cars. But anyway, I will try and do this quickly so you don't fall asleep whilst you're trying to learn. But I will try and make it so that you can understand. I won't fire through everything. I'll try and slow myself down, because I know Scottish accent, I can speak really quickly at times and you just don't understand. One issue that most people get is if you just download the Lightbar from LSPDFR and you've come in and it just looks like this. So you try to import it or merge it, however, if you merge it, should come with your textures anyway, but it looks like this, and you're like, oh fuck, what have I done? Most of the time, make sure you just delete these if you've done that. Like, so if you've imported it looks like this, just delete these unused. Just so when we import the new one, all the textures come in with it. All you've done is you haven't added your YTD, which, if it's an import Lightbar, it should come. So if it's a YFT, it should come with your YTD. It should be called like textures or Lightbar textures.ytd. It will be within your download file or within the Lightbar folder. If it's not there, make sure you have a look on the post. It will be there somewhere. If it's not, ask the developer, or if you're just wanting to test stuff out without doing a pure puzzle, just go find a new Lightbar. There's tons of them on LSPDFR, GTA, Police Mods, whatever you name it is there. All you need to do is come down to preload packs, click add, find the YTD within the folder or wherever you find it. If you do find it, click open, and we're just going to import. And there we go, all our textures are there. I'm not going to do red and blue. We'll see how it goes, but I don't want to be here all night, so I'm just going to try and do this really quickly, just so you can kind of pick up on it. Just going to move it, there we go. So obviously just your move is pretty simple, it's right there. So first tab you come into, Z is forward and backwards, X is left and right, and Y is up and down. So all I'm going to do is just show you how to do the lights. Nothing else, nothing that's going to make you confused, nothing that's going to make you completely baffled. It's going to just be to the point once it finishes auto-saving. There we go. So to highlight things quicker, so you're not having to come down here, click auto, turn it on, off, on and off, just to do whatever, to highlight it, and then to move it about, just hit the spacebar. There you go. That's us just highlighting, because we'll click space, turns it auto on. If you want to move it once we've highlighted it, just click spacebar again, turns auto off, and just move it about, have fun. So to get your emissives, or to start setting up your lights, if you want to do your clamps, go ahead, you can do that and then come back here, or do your lights first and then whatever. But just, if you're trying to learn how to do the lights, don't care about the clamps, because you're just trying to learn how to do the basics. Obviously if you're wanting to release your car after this video, then do your clamps, but for quickness we're just going to quickly set it up. I'll show you how to make a different pattern and how to get your lights to flash different angles. I won't do left and right now, just because I'm trying to get it through quickly. I can actually, do you know what, I will, just so you kind of, you know how to do it and how to get better environmental lighting. So what we're going to do is dismiss this. This just, I know a lot of developers are probably watching this and they're like, why is it doing this? It's just the way I do it. Everyone has their own ways. This is just how I know. I will just delete that. So there we go. All I've done there was just dismissed the copies, basically. One thing, actually, we'll get to that at the end. So lights. So turn off everything but your lights, so your emissives. So you see this one comes with red and blue, or actually comes with all amber as well, but we don't want these. So say you've just got your emissives for quickness, actually, just so I'm kind of like same style if you want as you. Let's see, I might need to go on a wee bit further here. No, perfect, right. So you've got your red and blue light bar, so it might be straight across blue and red. What we're going to do is make the most basic pattern you can find. Nothing too fancy. Click the wrong key. Don't worry about what I'm doing right now. This is just me getting it set up for you, but I'll show you this in a second. So to first start detaching things, what you want to do is highlight. So click your spacebar. This should go yellow. Highlight and hit number 3, which brings you into polygon mode. So 3 on your numpad or whatever you call it. I don't know. It's just number 3. It takes you into polygon mode. What you want to do is come here and select this detach polygons from the object that's under your submesh. Once you've selected that, what you want to do is highlight whatever modules you want to detach. So for me, I'm just going to do something simple. So we're going to detach these 4. Then we're going to detach these from the back. And because I'm going to show you how to do side environmental lighting, I need to detach this one. So basically what we want to do is just have any front modules not attached to the back ones, because I'm going to show you how to do environmental lighting onto the front, back and side. Let me just delete this because it's really antagonizing me. There we go. If I've skipped over any points, just join my Discord or let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to help you out. But once again, we're going to copy it the exact same way we did this. So click number 3. You can click on your light bar if you really want to without highlighting, so just turn it all off. Boom. There you go. And highlight. Boom. So all you're doing is clicking away from the modules once you have auto turned off. If you have auto on, it most likely won't detach. You might get away with it, it might actually detach, but Zmod doesn't like me, so it won't do it. We're going to detach these ones again. So just you're just highlighting. Click number 3, highlighting your module, and click turn it off outside. So you want to be out here, or you can be right next to it if you want to, and click detach it. So you see all these starting to pile up. That's just your modules, or your emissives, or whatever you want to call it, your lights. Now what we want to do is, if you're trying to save sirens, we can attach all of these together, or you can just do whatever you want. Go and have fun. You can detach every single module you want and make the most fucking 16 siren light bar for all I care. But for the sake of it, just try and keep it simple for now. All I'm going to do is just attach these, just to make sure we don't have a lot of copying to do. And so we have blue and red environmentals at the back. I'll keep it so it's just these are detached. What we want to do now is start to number our sirens. So I like to go from left to right. That's just me personally, but if I start to go round, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Because obviously we have the side ones, I'll probably go 5, 6. Do what you want. You could name this one siren 7, siren 4, whatever. Just name it whatever you want. But for me, this one's going to be here, siren 1. So going to highlight it, find it here, it should turn to a little red box. We're going to highlight that, name it to siren 1. Find this one, there we are, we're going to name that one to siren 2. Also, please note, you can only have a maximum of 20 sirens, so don't try and go crazy with having these huge siren light bars, because then it just leaves you with less options for when it comes to the rest of your car, because obviously you want to have lights on, maybe on the side, on the rear, and the visor bars, dash lights, ram bar lights, of course, because or wherever you want it, you just need give yourself a bit of freedom. Don't get yourself like, oh no, I need to go redo this now because I didn't give myself enough sirens. So just find all your sirens, just rename them. So there we go, this will be the last one. So this is going to be 6 sirens, pretty simple. We're going to move all these up to the top, so I'll just do this for now, don't need to do that. We're going to turn these off for now, and what we're going to do is, you might not have it like this, but I'm going to attach this to this just to start getting the light bar prepared. Also, make sure that your glass is always at the bottom of your sirens, or it won't flash. You'll see it kind of start to clip through. I'll show you the materials in a little second, but now we've got the base set up, so we're just going to name this to extra 1. You can only have 12 extras. Also, when you get to extra 10, I know it might sound really silly, but you can't have it as extra, so like you can't have it like that. It would have to be extra TEN. Just in case you're trying to make an extra 10 and you're getting in game, you're like, oh my god, why is it not working? Don't worry, it's just you need to spell it out, not like number it. Give me a second. And there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we've got all that set up. Name this to whatever your extra is. So mine's extra underscore 1 underscore glass. And that's just got that prepared. Now to the fun part that you've all been waiting for, is to do your lights. So what we're going to do is turn them all back on. Come to display. So make sure you have it all highlighted. You can actually just click Shift A and that will highlight everything that's currently turned on. Come to display. We're going to reset them to parent, and then back to local axes. So that's this one here, and local axes is here. You would have seen these little axes here just move when you reset them. So if I click reset the parent again, they'll move there. Local axes, they'll move back. So once you've done that, what you want to do now is click create, copy, and just click in your window. There you are. And you would have seen you've got these now. What you want to do is hold shift after you've clicked the first one, and I'm going to get another autosave, of course. My phone's going crazy, just going to move that out of the way. So click number siren 1 on your copy, hold shift, click number 6. You would have highlighted all of these. What you want to do now is right click, edit, convert into dummy. Now you would have seen these big blocks. These are your dummies. What you want to do now is hold Alt, so your left Alt, and click on this first grey square, and it's going to highlight all of these for you. Then you want to come up to properties, and then down to dummy nodes, and you see the scale X, Y, and Z. What we're going to do is scale these down. I do 0.0150, and we're just going to do that for all 3 of these. Hit enter on your last one, and then just click apply. And now we see they've scaled themselves down. They might be under the light bar, but you can move them up, you can do whatever you want. But for quickness, we're just going to leave them the way they are, but we'll move them in so you can't see them. Once we've done that, what we're going to do is just move our emissives, so these ones, into our dummy nodes. Just like so, siren 3 into siren 3. Make sure you don't move your dummies into your sirens, or you might do it this way, so make sure your emissives are going into your dummies. Once we've done that, we can turn off the lights, and we're going to turn the light bar back on. And now what we're doing is we're seeing what dummies are sticking out. You see how this is underneath? We're not going for perfect placement here, and I'm not setting this up as how I would. I'm just doing it to how it works and for quickness. So what we're going to do is highlight these back ones, come to the back, come to modify, move from top view on the y-axis, and we're just going to start shifting it in. There we go, just until it disappears. Turn your light bar off again, and we're just going to move this one, find it in your light bar here. See, it's just underneath, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move up, but what I'm going to do first is, just so they're on the same level, is move the one that's parallel to it, so you would have seen your copy. When you come to the front view, you can go front, left, whatever, and I'm just going to bring it up so it matches the rest, just like so. And you would have seen now it's going to be there. You can move this however you want, just for quickness. I'm just going to move it in the way. I'm not going to make it a nice perfect placement. Let's just move it on the x-axis, just going to bring it in. Or you can move this on the z-axis, you can, or sorry, the y-axis, but just for quick sakes, I'm just moving on the x, just like so. And then we've got our two on the left and right, just like that. It'll go purple when you highlight them. Turn auto off and just start moving in, just until you can't see it anymore. And we're going to do the same for the other side, so just turn your light bar off, zoom back out, so just use your scroll wheel on your mouse, highlight, spacebar to turn auto off, turn your light bar back on so you can see your modules, and we're just going to move this one in as well, and boom. So we've done with dummy placement, so you shouldn't be able to see them from the outside view, just like the way we've got it set up. And now what we're going to do is make sure the glass at the bottom, like I said. Turn your sirens back on, and turn your dummies off, and turn the light bar off as well. And now what we're going to do is reset these lights to our dummies, which is now the parent. So just turn auto on, highlight your light bar, come to display, reset to parent, and now you're going to see all of these move. There you are. All that's doing is just remove these axes to where our dummies are. And what we're going to do now is scale them down. Personally, I do them to 0.01. People do them to 0.1 or whatever. Personally, I just do 0.01, just how I like to do it. So you come back up to your properties tab after you have all these highlighted, and you've reset them to parent. Come to scale, and what we're going to do is, if you want to follow me, is just 0.01, hit enter and apply, and now you're going to see, you can kind of just see them. You might not be able to see them on your screen, but I can. It's a little red speck there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to LOD these. You can make copies of them to like L2 or L3. I'm just going to do L0, do whatever you want. Just click convert to compound on your dummy, so the ones that aren't on. Make sure you lock it, always lock it. Click L0 and just move them in. Unlock, turn it off, and the same again. Convert to compound, lock, L0, drag. Unlock, turn it off, convert to compound, lock, L0. And it's just again and again. You'll get used to it. If you want to make a copy of a Lightbar siren, so you have 100 sirens, just so you get used to this, feel free. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to turn our lights back on, just like so. Turn this off, so L0, turn it off. Turn pivot off. And this might get a little complicated for some of you, but trust me, just trial and error. You'll get it eventually. Don't stress it. If anyone's making laughing at you, just don't worry about it. You'll get there. What we're going to do now is click rotate. These are my settings, just in case yours is a little different. Just in case anything happens when I'm doing this. This is how mine's look. Just click this little tab. Make sure the X and Y axes are on. And we're just going to make sure that auto's on. These are my back dummies. So the dummies on the back side of your light bar, the ones that are going to flash towards the rear of the car, highlight those. What we're going to do is just turn auto off. Right click spacebar and just click the window. And it's brought this little angle tab up here. Now, I've got the rotations in my Discord for this, but I will try and go through them here. What you want to do is just rotate these ones by 180 degrees so they're facing towards the back. For your left flashing one, so ones that will be flashing on the passenger side, we're going to rotate that by 90 degrees. And the one on the right is going to go by minus 90 degrees, so just basically you're doing the same but it's on the minus axis. Front ones are fine, they can stay the same way they are. And your lights are done. That's your lights set up in Zima. Don't get ahead of yourself yet, we haven't finished the materials. What we're going to do is just create a copy of these two. I'm not going to, actually yes we will, we'll do collisions just so you know how to do it. So same again, just highlight your light bar, make sure your sirens aren't on so you aren't creating a copy of your sirens, and just LOD your copy, just like so. Now what we want to do is just move this in, so it's at the top of your hierarchy. I'm going to close it again, toggle it, and your light bar should be looking at this. Now, if you were to export this right now, it will appear in game, but more likely than not, your lights aren't going to be flashing. Maybe for multiple reasons. We haven't done the material browser, and we haven't done any metas yet, or YTD. So what we're going to do is come to your material browser. It's like this little colourful ball. Find your emissives. So for us, or for me, it's this one. I'm just going to drag it all the way to the top, like so. And now, because it's above your glass, it will now flash because the glass isn't hiding it. And just so that this won't conflict with anything, I'm just going to name this to test T. And now, you can do this one of two ways. You can do your material, your textures first, then your export, or you can do your export first, then your textures. But for us, we'll do the textures first. Make sure you always come to unused. Just make sure there's nothing here. If there is, delete them all because you don't want to export ones you aren't using. So click on all textures. Click on your first one. So make sure you're right at the top and just go all the way to the bottom. Hold shift. Oh, and we're auto saving. Oh, looks like we're already past the old time, but that's what it is. Okay, once you've clicked the top one, come to the bottom, hold shift, click, and that's just highlighted everything in your hierarchy. If I'm really quiet, I really apologise, but I'm trying not to be too loud. Anyway, once we've done that, we want to click save. And we will find, let's see, let's move this to our local disk. So we're just gonna yeah, I've got a lot of stuff here. You can knock yourself out without however you want to do this. We're gonna do this to test car. And what we want to do now is, once we're in here, what we want to do is I'm training this to Taurus, because you're going to start this resource within this. You can set it up however you want, but this is just how I have it set up. So come into this folder, click on create a new one, and name this to stream and click enter. This is where our exports are going to go into, but for now we're just going to do our texture, so I just call it T, just so it's easy to find, and go in here and just click save. You're going to you can hold it down, but you're going to get this, just click yes. I'm going to mute my mic just so you don't hear my keys absolutely smashing. We'll be back in a second. And there we go. Fingers are absolutely killing me after that one. So now we've exported our textures. What I want to do now is convert them to PNG files. You can leave them as DDS, but sometimes they won't import. It's up to you. I do some DDS, some PNG. It's just completely down to yourself. I will have a link to my DDS converter in the description. Trust me, it's going to save you so much time. So just find it. DDS converter. What we want to do is just find the car. So what was it? What was the test car? But that's, who knows where that is? There it is. Come into your folder, find your textures, click on any one of them. Then we'll hit Control A and open. Don't convert yet, trust me. What we want to do now is click Browse, and what that's doing is it's browsing for our folder, but it's already got it. So if you just come down, you'll see it's there. Click on Make New Folder and just name this to PNG. Hit enter. Okay. And then come back here. We're going to convert it to an output format of PNG. Click convert, and yes. Just let it do its thing. Click OK. And that's this done. Close this, don't need it anymore. Now come back to your Zmod. Click export. And we're going to just find our car for the umpteenth time. Come into your stream folder and just export your car. So you need to have it named just like the way I have it right now for your normal YFT. So if I click export, sometimes you might get a little thing down here that says I can't remember what it's called. It's something to do with the default material. If that's the case, don't panic, just change your default material to, it can be interior, it could be anything. Just make sure you don't have any copies either. You could have other default materials, just make sure you always delete them. So come over here, and then we're going to do our high export. So just name it _high. I know that other people have a way of exporting their highs and normal IFTs for file size. This is the way I do it. Don't come at me for it. Same again, just name it test, but this time we're calling it _high, just the same as this. Click export, and we're done. So now what we want to do is go to OpenIV or whatever, what's it called? Whatever you have your car. So for me, I have it in OpenIV because you need to you make your YTD. If you don't have OpenIV, which you should have if you're making cars now, I'll have the link to it in the description because you will need it. What you want to do is just I'm going to make it in here just for quickness. So we'll just name this to test. And what we want to do now is right click. So just like so. New texture dictionary, and we need to name it the same as the car. So test. Open it, click import. What we want to do is find our car. So mine's is already there. Just find your folder, open your PNG, Control A, and open. Now, I'm not going to show you how to fix your textures. Most likely you will import them, and they will be green. Don't worry, it's easy to fix, but just for this sake, I'm not going to do it because we will be here all day trying to fix them. So we'll just import them all, click save. This is the easiest part of it. There you go. It's going to be a little high, but that's just until you do your optimization. Find your folder, and we're going to drag our YTD into it. So what I'm going to do is drag a copy of some metas I have. Let's see. Oh, where are we going? This I'll have everything but the stream folder linked in below. Actually, I'll just have the Carcols for you, just so you have it there handy. What you want to do is go into your Carcols. You can copy mine if you want. It's completely down to yourself. Find your name of the car. So this is from my current work in progress car. Just rename it to what we named our car, so test. And make sure you just change the ID to whatever you want. I'm just going to name it or number it to 16251, just a random digit. It's nothing in particular, so don't think, oh, do I need to name it something or number it something specific? No, you don't. Don't worry about it. If it doesn't work in game, change it again. So once we've done this, just click on it, Control C. We can save this now, so we can close it. Come to your car variations. Find your model name and just name this to test again. Then scroll down and you'll see siren settings. We're just going to copy our ID from our Carcols, paste it in there. And that, for those who keep asking me or telling me that your lights aren't working, or in help chats that your lights are broken, that's how you change your Carcol IDs. Make sure you also delete your server cache just in case. I'm not going to go through handling metas in this video just because it's just unneeded for someone who's just starting out. Come to your vehicle meta and we're just going to rename these three. So your model name, TXD name, and your game name. For those who have a custom handling line or whatever, actually depends on what car you're going to use. So if it's a Charger, Tahoe, Taurus, there will be different default handlings you can use, but for just this sake I'm just going to stick with the one that I just copied, just because I'm not going to be driving it about. So click save, just like so, and that's us done this part. And now for your Carcols, this might get a little difficult. I know we're already 33 minutes deep, but it's just what we're going to have to go through. There's no point in me cutting this up into 5 parts when you can just have it all in one go and come back to it. So come back to your Carcols and scroll down, and you see these little bits here. Say siren 1, siren 2, siren 3, blah blah blah, and so forth. Remember how we have it set up. So siren 1 and 2, or you may have 3 and 4, are our front facing ones. So keep it 0.0. I'm not going to say that many zeros because I'm going to end up making myself sound really dumb. This is the way it should be for front face. So I believe it was what, 1, 2 was the front 2. Actually, just to make sure, it could be, let's see. So if you want to check, just like how I'm doing, because I forgot like a big dumbass, just turn them all on. So there you go. 1, 2 is the front 2, and then you've got 3, 4 is the back 4, and 5, 6 is the way outside. So what you want to do is come back here. These are fine. Make sure your front facing ones are named or numbered 0.00. Now for our back facing ones, what you want to do is just change your flashiness delta value to 3.14159 265, and I'll let the brainiacs figure out what that number is. Don't worry about your colours. It's not really. Actually, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned here. So we know that siren 1 is blue. So what we want to do is find our hex or colour hex of blue. I've got it all on my Discord. If you need it, it's there in the resources channel. So we know siren 1's blue. So we're going to come here to our colour under Corona and just Control V over it, so that is now blue. It already was blue, but imagine it wasn't blue. And we know that siren 2 is red. So we're going to scroll down. And luckily for me, it already is red, but if it's not, just Control V over it. And siren 3 we know is red as well. So we're just going to change that to red. Siren 4 we know is blue. So we're going to change that to blue. And siren 5 is also blue. Luckily, this is just working out perfect for me. Siren 5 is also blue. And siren 6 is red. And I couldn't have asked for a better setup for that. So once you've done that, your numbers, actually we haven't finished yet. For your outside ones, so the ones that are going to be facing out towards the side of the car. For the ones on the passenger side that we rotated by 90 degrees, come to your Carcols. We know that's siren 5. So come down to your flashiness, and you just rotate it to the same number I've got here, minus 1.57079633. And your right is just the same, but without the minus, or whatever you would call it. If you need this, again, it's all on my Discord. It's all there for you. Nothing is missed. Now we want to click save. I'm just going to move this out of the way so I can get my other folder. What we want to do now is come to our server, and we just want to start the resource. You can have it started however you want. I'm just going to have it started as the way it should be. So, let's see. Oh, I know you can't see this, but that's fine. It's just, if you have a dev server, you probably know how to start and stop resources. Or if you've ever been in a 5M server as a developer or owned one, you should know how to start and stop resources. Now what we want to do is just start a server. Hopefully I've not missed out anything, or I'm going to look like a complete tool. Just move this out of the way, and we're just going to start it up. This might take me a little minute. Oh, there we go. And we just wait. I probably have forgot something here, so fingers crossed I haven't, because we need to come back. Okay, so there we are. If you have V menu in, this would just be a simple case of coming to your vehicle spawner and just spawn in. And yes, we did forget something. Hang on, let's have a little check. What did we forget? I know what I did wrong. Didn't start the right resource. That's always a good way to start a test. There we are. So we'll just restart the server. Don't worry if you're just like me, being a big dumbass and it didn't spawn in and you done anything else right. I just didn't start the right folder. I started the file of oh, started yet? Oh, lovely. What have I done? Ah, hang on. Have I been a big doofus for the third fucking time? Let's just stop that because I think it's not letting me rename the folder for some reason. Oh, this is just going so to plant. I have it open somewhere. I think it's thinking that I think it's Zmod. So we're just gonna go ahead and save this. I recommend also doing that. It's just regularly save your game or your Zmod because it will crash. Trust me, it will crash. Let me just make sure. Let's just retry this. There we go. Okay, so it's because I had it open as Zmod. Let me just update my server. Just shows you, even people who have been doing it for a while can still run into mistakes or run into issues. I'm happy that it's happening now, so it just doesn't look like I make cars and never have any issues making them. Okay, so hopefully it'll let me in. There we go. Okay, so I had a conflicting folder name. 5M will be 5M. Just name it to something that isn't common. Just name it. I had it named Taurus, but also I had something else named Taurus. Just name it to like test car 1 2 3 4, something that's not going to be used. So same again. F1. Come to spawner and spawn in. There you go. The car's going to be in game. If it doesn't look like this, then you've just forgot to do something in YTD. Say you have ANPRs or ALPRs and your lightbar's floating, you just haven't done the collision, which we didn't do, so I'll need to go back in and show you how to do that, but I'll do it in a different video. Just turn your lightbar on, and there you go. Obviously our pattern's a bit funny, so it's just going to be really slow, but as you can see, it's flashing towards the rear and towards the front and the side. That's exactly what you want. Now I know I've probably been a bit let's say probably a bit slow when it comes to this tutorial, but it's probably because of time. If there was anything I missed or I've just completely skipped, just let me know. I'll make sure to update it, and if this is really bad, then I will come back and make a new one. But hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be good enough. And without any further ado, I hope this did help, and have fun making non ELS cars.